Hi, everybody, and welcome to the GWC Spatial Data Gateway. This is a site that we've created for discovering, visualizing, and sharing geospatial data curated to the Global Wildfire Collective's needs. We're really excited to show you what you can do and hope that everybody, no matter your GIS skill level, will feel comfortable using this platform by the end of the demo. While you can use the gateway without an account, it is free, and many of the features like uploading content, creating and viewing private data sets and maps, joining groups, those are only available to signed-in members. So we really encourage you to create an account. You can do that via the sign up button at the banner at the top of the page. You can also go to the link that is on the screen right now to create a free account. Just below the sign up banner is your menu navigation bar, which has 5 buttons: Get Started, Explore, Create, Community, and Workspace. We'll go over these in more detail later. A main feature of the landing page is the set of quick start buttons just below the main navigation menu that we've created to help anybody visiting the gateway get more familiar with what they can do and how they can get started. There will be a lot more covered in this demo than what's included here, but if you ever need a quick reference, these buttons are a great place to start. Next, you'll see our curated selection of featured content. This includes the 3 main content types you'll see on the Spatial Data Gateway, including datasets, maps, and galleries. Datasets are spatial information that's been uploaded by members. You can visualize this data and analyze them right here in the gateway, but many of these datasets can also be downloaded for you to use in your own GIS software if that interests you. Next, we have maps, and maps are layered displays of spatial information. So this can include data sets, but they can also include things like drawings and comments. They are usually thematic, and they will help tell a story about a specific place or a specific topic. Finally, we have galleries, and galleries are essentially like a folder. They are a curated space, collection of data sets, maps, and including additional resources like documents and external links. These are perfect for organizing related contents into things like a digital atlas or a thematic collection. And finally, at the bottom, we have some buttons available for you to have some quick access to the publications list that's on the Global Wildfire Collective website, as well as a button to join the Global Wildfire Collective discussion forum on Discourse. The featured content and quick start buttons on the landing page are a great place to start, but most of the content in the data portal can be accessed from the menu navigation bar, and you can dive a little deeper. For instance, under Get Started, you'll find more information about the Global Wildfire Collective, but you'll also find some FAQs, access to support services, and more detailed video tutorials on a lot more than what is covered in this demo. Under the Explore dropdown, you'll have access to all of the galleries, maps, and datasets that are currently in the gateway, which is growing every day. Here's an example of the datasets page, which shows the recommended or featured datasets from the landing page, as well as the recently added datasets and top tags. Clicking any of the See More buttons will take you to the complete catalog where you can search, filter, and further refine from there. The Create drop-down menu is where you can go to import your own datasets or create your own maps, galleries, and groups. Groups are a great way to share private data with collaborators or just organize any of the content types on the gateway for a specific need or project and work collaboratively with other users. Anyone can start a group, and if you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to check out our tutorial video on groups via the Get Started tab. The Community tab lets you browse members and groups, but it also provides direct links to the Global Wildfire events page and discussion forum. Finally, once you're signed in, the Workspace tab is where you can find all of the content you've added to the gateway, as well as groups you've joined and content that you've bookmarked. Before we move on to a demo of the mapping interface, I want to quickly go over the import process for datasets. The GWC Gateway allows you to upload spatial data in various formats, including ArcGIS layer packages, netCDF files, and even spreadsheets with spatial coordinates. It's important to note that the gateway will also accept map services, including data directly from Sciencebase and Threads. If you'd like to know more about the import process, check out our video tutorial. To access the mapping interface in the gateway, first go to the Create menu dropdown and select Create a Map. This will automatically open a blank map, but you can also access this interface by opening a dataset or pre-existing map. The menu across the top of the mapping interface is the toolbar, which lets you save, export, pan, zoom, locate, identify features, measure distances and areas, select features, and perform some minor geoprocessing. You'll notice a few of the tools are grayed out, and that's because we either haven't used them or we haven't imported data, which you can see in the Layers tab on the upper left side of the screen, as well as the legend in the top right. To add data to the map, all I have to do is click the Add Datasets button from the Layers tab. This opens the search menu. For this example, I'm going to pull up two datasets. First one is California urban growth scenarios from 2050. And the second one is California fire perimeters from 1998 to 2020. Once I have my dataset selected, all I have to do is click the Add Items button. After a short loading time, my layers are added and the map automatically zooms to the largest extent. Now that our layers are added, I'm going to zoom to my area of interest. Now that we've zoomed in, we can see the data a little bit better, but there's still a better way to visualize this. I'm going to click on the little arrow next to the California fire perimeters layer, and I'm going to turn the transparency down so I can see the urban growth boundaries underneath. I can also use this menu to see details about the layer, zoom to it, change its style, filter it, or remove it from my map. Now I'm going to create one of my own features, and I'll use this feature to select some fire perimeters that overlap with certain urban growth scenario boundaries to produce a table that I can export. To create a feature, all I have to do is expand the Drawings tab from the Layers pane, and then select New Drawing. From here, I can change various style options and feature options to create my feature. Once I'm happy with what I've drawn, I'll save it. And you'll notice it gets added to my map in the Drawings tab as its own layer. Now to use this feature to select others, all I have to do is click the arrow icon next to it, go down to Tools, and select Intersection. A pop-up will appear where I can select which layer I'd like to use in this analysis. You'll notice features from that layer are now highlighted. Using the Selection drop-down at the top of the map pane, I can not only export these to a drawing or shapefile, but I can also click Show Attributes and create a CSV from the table. If I want a map export to go with my table, I can click the Export button at the top left, where I can produce a PDF, PNG, or PowerPoint files. Once I'm happy with my exports, I can save my map in the upper left corner and share it with people if I want. If you'd like to learn more or you're just interested in additional features, please check out the other video tutorials that we've created. You can access them via the Get Started tab on the homepage. And don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions at database and support. Thank you.